certain cars you just cannot own. Like if you own a Range Rover, it's not maybe it'll get stolen. Like it's just a matter of when it will get stolen. So being from Toronto, it is a bit of a change now because I'm used to, if I go with a nice car to the US, it used to be that I have to be a little more careful than Toronto because Toronto used to be the safest place. I would, when I was, 17, 18, I used to work at an exotic car rental company. I would come home every night with Huracans, 48s, Rolls Royce Phantoms and everything. And I would just park them on the driveway, no big deal. There's nothing, I live in a safe neighborhood. Nobody in Toronto really worries about it. I drive downtown. Literally nothing to worry about. And if I would go to the States, it's a little more dangerous here. You never know where you're going to be. You never know what the area is like, who's going to see the car. And this was always, to me at least, a little bit more dangerous. But now, times have changed. Toronto is probably the worst place to own an exotic car now, whether it's anything like a Range Rover to an Aventador to even a TDF. We have become probably the worst place in North America for car thefts. It's gone to a point where people steal cars, get arrested, or out the next day steal another car. It is unbelievably unsafe to drive, park, own exotic cars in Toronto. If you have a G-Wagon, I don't think the Mercedes can get stolen without you being in the car. So what they do, they'll wait for you to park, they will show up to you with a gun, and they'll say, give us your keys. There's been numerous stories of people breaking into houses they knew there's G-Wagons in, shooting the owners of the cars just for a G-Wagon. And these guys, if they're caught, are out very quickly and will do it again. And it's gone to a point where now certain cars you just cannot own. Like if you own a Range Rover, it's not maybe it'll get stolen. Like it's just a matter of when it will get stolen. And there's stories of, there was a guy in my neighborhood with a Ferrari Portofino. He went to go buy something and he comes back out to the car. People are waiting by his car. They beat him up, take his keys, hit him with his own car. And the crazy part is they don't even keep the car. The car was found ditched, like crashed somewhere. We've had situations where Rolls Royces just get stolen out of warehouses. If you have a Range Rover, I know they have like something they cut in the back and they literally just take your car. They're gone in, 10 minutes. I work at a Ford dealership. There was a time where probably about twice a week I was getting a call, hey, my Navigator got stolen, my Raptor got stolen. And it was just like, just don't buy these certain cars. That is why I actually like to drive manual cars, because the one thing I noticed, you very rarely hear of a manual car getting stolen. I think there was one example that I can think of off the top of my head, which was a buddy of mine had a blue 997.2 GT3 RS, and these guys just, in the middle of the night, got into his garage, somehow got the car out. I don't know even how they ended up getting it out, but I think they got on a truck or something, and the car was gone. Within a few weeks, there was videos of that same car with Ontario plates in Dubai just drifting absolutely everywhere. The craziest story that I've heard is, I think everybody that's watching this, or a good amount of you guys probably heard about this, there is a orange Rosso-Dino Ferrari F12 TDF in Toronto. I don't think there's more than 2 or 3 of the TDFs in that color, so it's a very hard car to kind of replicate. The guy was at dinner at a very fancy restaurant. I mean, this restaurant, if you go there any day in the summer, I mean, Drake goes there a lot. It's called Soto Soto. There will be LaFerraris there, 918s, like whatever it is. So it's not out of the ordinary to see a car like that there. It's actually probably in one of the safer areas in Toronto. But across the street, there was a BMW M3 that was probably stolen as well. Just parked there for hours. And like all the car spotters kind of started noticing it. And as soon as the TDF left, this M3 left. And the owner of the TDF stopped somewhere to drop off something to a friend, walks back to the car, and there's like 18-year-old kids with a knife beside the car, just give us your keys. And, obviously at that point, yes, it's a TDF, it's a really rare car, but you're not going to lose your life for it. So he gives them the keys, and the guys are gone. Now, these guys are, very well connected. They know a lot of people in the car industry, so immediately this goes on all over the world. People are posting about it, looking for the car. And I guess what happened is these kids stole an F12 TDF, didn't know what it was, probably thought it was just a regular F12. And I don't know who they work for, but I'm guessing they brought it back. The guy's like, what are you doing? First of all, it's a TDF in Rosso-Dino. How are we going to make this car disappear? Second of all, look at all the heat that's on this car on social media. So the car eventually got ditched in a random public parking lot. And then I guess it got spotted getting towed from the parking lot because I guess it was just sitting there for days. And yeah, I mean, all that, putting someone at knife point, making international news pretty much for a car you're not even keeping. You have to ditch it. I mean, these guys will go after anything. There's videos recently of a 48 with like a blue 48 with a wide body kit. Same thing, getting stolen out of a driveway. I mean, any car you have, they will go for, unless you like the older stuff. So I know of a situation where they broke into a house and they stole a few newer cars like Audis, BMWs, but in the garage was an older 911 manual worth probably more than what all the cars they stole were combined, and they just left that car alone. So I hope that the fact that my car is manual kind of takes them away from stealing it. Sometimes I do park my car outside overnight. Never had an issue yet, but if I had a Range Rover, if I had an Escalade, sometimes if I got to bring home a Raptor or a Navigator, I block it in with like 3 cars because you just never know. Usually in Toronto, those cars don't stay. So another situation with the spouse of a pretty well-known car collector in Toronto. She was driving home late at night. She was at a gas station in a black Lamborghini Urus. And I guess someone approached her, tried to take the car, and she tried to fight them off. And they had a gun. The gun went off. It hit her in the head. I guess it grazed her or something because she was somehow still able to like drive away from there. She pretty much made it to the front of her house and just kind of crashed into her gate where the neighbors called the police. Miraculously, she survived. But I mean, these guys will shoot you on sight for a car that, they're probably getting paid $1,000 to steal.
For the last 20 years or so, I've been working with Premier Financial Services for my own exotic car needs, but also sending friends and clients when I was a car dealer to Premier Financial Services because their simple lease is truly the most powerful tool in the world of exotic car financing. We love it because we get all the great things about leasing, like low upfronts, better tax treatment for business owners, lower sales taxes, but we also retain all the great things about a traditional finance arrangement, like the ability to accumulate equity, trade in and out whenever you want, and always know where your payoff stands because they give you an amortization table with every single lease. And Premier's been a supporter of VINwiki here for the last 8 years, and we love them for that, but truly because the customer support of the Premier Financial Services team is unmatched. And now that they're backed and wholly owned by First Financial Bank, that gives them even more buying power for their portfolio of the most significant and valuable collector and exotic cars in the world. It's also allowing them to create new and more interesting finance options and programs for their clients and giving them much more buying power, which is what everybody is looking for as they go on the search for their dream car. So check out Premier Financial Services right now at the link in the description below to thank them for their support of VINwiki and know that they'll be the perfect supporter of your journey to own your dream car.